What's up, guys? It's Cody from Sassy Gaming, and we're coming to you live today. Not live. This isn't live. This is pre-recorded. I'm sorry. With a Yang Zing deck profile. So Yang Zing's work around creating very, very strong Synchro monsters, and they all have the similar effect of when they're destroyed by battle or card effect and hit graveyard, they summon another one. So they're a very fast deck, a very strong deck, and I love playing in them. So let's get into it. We'll start with the main deck, the monsters. You play 3 Jiaotu. Jiaotu is probably the best Yang Zing in the deck. His effect says, if you control no other monsters, you can pitch 2 Yang Zing cards from your hand to the graveyard to summon a Yang Zing monster with 0 attack and a Yang Zing monster with 0 defense. So that sets up really good first turn plays, and really you just want to stall until you get a Jiaotu, until you can make a safe Jiaotu play. We'll go through a couple combos here later with Jiaotu. So there's your first tuner. Your second tuner of the deck is Chi Wen, Light of the Yang Zing. Now, like I said a little bit ago, all the Yang Zings have the effect of when they're destroyed by card effect and hit graveyard, they summon one from the deck. But Chi Wen has an additional effect. If Chi Wen is in your graveyard and a Yang Zing monster you control is destroyed, you can summon him from the graveyard in addition to the monster that you're getting ready to summon from the deck. But when Chi Wen hits the field this way, then he is banished afterwards. But that's why a lot of people run Imperial Iron Wall, because it doesn't hurt the deck at all and it saves Chi Wen, and it can hurt a lot of decks. So yeah, and there's your level 1 tuner. Next, you play triple Suwani, Fire of the Yang Zing. Suwani's effect is when he creates a Synchro monster, the monster gains 500 additional attack. So he sets up some really good beaters. He's a beater himself with 1900. One of my favorite things to do is to use Chi Wen and Suwani to make a Shanbara, and the high speedroid Shanbara. And so you summon a Shanbara, he starts at 2500, he attacks, he goes to 27, he attacks again, he goes to 29, and that's one of my favorite things to do because you can dish out a lot of damage with just one monster that way. Next, play triple Bayan, the Earth of the Yang Zing. Bayan's effect, whatever Yang Zing monster he creates, it cannot be destroyed by battle. So you can set up some really good monsters with him. One of the best things to do is to create the level 4 Herald of the Arc Light, which I'll show you in a little bit. And he's also 1600, so that's a pretty good beater too. Next is probably the best Yang Zing of the deck, Bixie. The monster that Bixie creates is completely unaffected by traps, including your own. So Torrential Tribute, Skill Drain, lose 1 turn, whatever. If you use a Synchro monster using Bixie, unaffected. And it's awesome. So no bottomless, no time space, anything. Great. Next, I want to run 2 of these. Pulao. Pulao's effect isn't really needed as much today. His effect is the monster that he creates is completely unaffected by spells. And I know, like Forbidden Lance, Forbidden Chalice, Dark Hole, Regeki, all that. But it just seems like being destroyed by battle and something happening from trap card is just a lot more relevant. So you want to run 2 of Pulao. Next, you run 1 Tauti, Shadow of the Yang Zing. He's really good because he can set up fast plays since he's level 5, and he's also 2200, which is really good. And the monster that he creates, control cannot be switched of it. So no mind control, no enemy controller, no 101, big eye, anything like that. So that's good. Next are the 2 pendulums. I run 1 of each, Zafranyu and Zafraxi. They both get their effects by being summoned from the main deck or being pendulum summoned, and since I don't do the whole pendulum summoning thing, I just summon from the main deck to get their effect. So Zafraxi, level 3, whenever he is summoned from the deck, his effect is target 1 Yang Zing monster. It is now treated as a tuner. So if you don't have a tuner in hand or on the field, you can make some quick Synchro plays with him. And the other one, Zafranyu, when he's summoned from the main deck, if he is destroyed while in your monster zone, then you get a Yang Zing Speller Trap from deck to graveyard. So it's a really fast way to get Path or Creation, and we can go through a combo of that real quick here in a little bit when I get to the extra deck. And also Zafraxi, as long as he's summoned from the main deck, when he leaves the field, he goes to the bottom of the deck, not the extra deck. So he is just like infinitely recyclable, and it's pretty good. That's all for the monsters. We'll move on to spells. You play triple Yang Zing Path, cause Yang Zing Path is really, really good. Target 3 Yang Zing monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 2, and you get a lot of Yang Zing monsters in your graveyard. You go through your resources pretty fast, so it's definitely a necessity to have all 3 Yang Zing Paths. Next, double Pot of Duality. A lot of people don't play Pot of Duality, but I like it because you know, the drawback is you can't Synchro summon the turn you activate it, but it's nothing to just, you know, Pot of Duality, grab whatever card you want, and then set a Yang Zing and in, because you want it to be destroyed by battle or card effects. So, I don't know, I find good things coming out of using Pot of Duality. Next, Dark Hole. I used to run 2, but I took it out to make room for another Pot of Duality. Dark Hole is good because you plus off of it. If you destroy your monster, then you're still getting effects and stuff, and so if I got 4 monsters, you got 4 monsters, I Dark Hole, we all lose 4 monsters, but I get 4 monsters back because of the Yang Zing effects. So it's pretty great. Next, 1 Soul Charge, because it's Soul Charge. And last spell card, Twin Twisters, because it's a more powerful MST, and it gets rid of scales and back row, obviously. That's all for the spells. We run a nice little trap setup. So we run triple Yang Zing Creation, best card in the deck. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon a Yang Zing monster from your deck. So it doesn't even have to be a Yang Zing that dies, it doesn't even have to hit graveyard, and you can literally have all 3 of these out here because their effects stack. So you can, 1 Bixie dies, you summon 4 monsters, 1 off Bixie, 3 more off Creation. So if you open with a Creation, you are in such good hands. Next we run some 1s, Vanities, Solemn, Torrential, Skill Drain, and Bottomless, just because, you know, these are staples in a lot of deck. Skill Drain does not hurt you 1 bit in this deck. Well, I guess, okay, I shouldn't say 1 bit because it does hurt you a little bit, but for the most part, you're using effects when they hit graveyard, or you're making your monsters immune to traps, so it's nice. And next, this deck is very weak to monster effects, so this is why we run these cards. We run Double Fiendish and Double Breakthrough, because that's what this deck loses to, is monster effects. You know, you can stop spells, you can stop traps, you can stop being destroyed by battle, but monster effects kind of get you sometimes, so that's why you run those. Alright, there's the main deck, guys. It's a 40 card main deck. And the extra deck, 1 Herald of the Arclight. You can make a really strong Herald of the Arclight with Buy-In and Chi-Win. You can actually do it first turn. I'll show you how. It's really good. Next, the level 5s, 1 Armades, 1 Shambara, High Speed Word Shambara. He's the one I was talking about making with Suwani and Chi-Win, where you just 27, 29, and the next turn 31, 33, and by then it should be game. And Armades, just because you can make an even stronger Armades. Next are the level 6s. We got Metaphys Horus, Goyo Guardian, and Blackwing Nothung the Starlight. Nothung the Starlight is only in here because he's the cowboy of the Synchros. You summon him, he burns for 800, so self-explanatory. Goyo Guardian, self-explanatory. Now Metaphys Horus is very good in this deck. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can activate the appropriate effects depending on the non-tuner monsters used as the Synchro material. So whatever the non-tuner was you use, that's what effects he gets. And it's really awesome to use him with Zafraxi, because then he gets this effect if you use a Pendulum monster. Your opponent chooses 1 monster they control and gives control of it to you, but it cannot attack this turn. So you're just taking your opponent's monsters, and it's awesome because it doesn't target, it doesn't affect the monster, it affects your opponent. So it's just a really good way to get around a lot of stuff, and I really enjoy running Metaphys Horus. Next are the level 7s. We got Clearwing Synchro Dragon. You know, if level 5 or higher are a problem, Clearwing. Black Rose, we know what Black Rose does. And Yazi, Evil of the Yang Zing. Now Yazi is very good. This is the reason I don't run Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Trees in here, because Yazi is Leo and more. I can, if I make him using Suwani, then he goes up to 3100 attack, and he is untargetable at all times. See, you can target Leo in main phase too, but Yazi is untargetable at all times, and he gets effects of popping some cards. So I'll set him aside because we're going to go through some combos with him. Next, we have our level 8s. We have Baxia, Brightness of the Yang Zing. Actually, we have 2 of them, an ultimate rare and a secret rare. Baxia is wonderful. When this card is Synchro summoned, target cards on the field up to the number of original attributes of worm-type monsters used for the Synchro summon, and shuffle them into the deck. So, and oh, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry guys, all the Yang Zings except the tuners and the pendulums have the effect that during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, immediately after this effect resolves, Synchro summon a monster from your extra deck using only Yang Zing monsters you control. So they Synchro summon on your opponent's turn. So that's awesome. So like Baxia, Synchro on my opponent's turn, summon Baxia, targeting 3, 4, shuffling them into the deck, especially if you have creation and you can summon multiple on one turn and Chi-Win is sitting in your graveyard, then you can just do so much on your opponent's turn. A couple weekends ago at locals, I was playing Draco Pal deck, which I won 2-0 with these guys, and I Black Rose on my opponent's turn, and he did not see it coming, and we just made a top deck duel after that because neither of us had a hand, and I drew Suwani first, and I just sat there and I poked 1900 4 times per game. So just, this is an awesome additional thing to these guys. They just soup up Synchro monsters and make them awesome, and I love it. And there's actually a really good combo that we can do with Baxia that I'll show you too. So I got 2 combos to show you guys. And then the other 2 level 8s are Beals of the Diabolic Dragons and Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. I assume we know what these guys do. They got great effects and we can make them super powerful. So yeah. Next, 2 level 9s, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I don't need to go into detail. We know what Trishula does. He wrecks. And this next card literally says you cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh! The last Synchro of the deck. Chao Feng, Phantom of the Yang Zing. Listen to this craziness. While this Synchro summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot activate effects of monsters with the same original attribute as the Yang Zing monsters used for the Synchro summon of this card. So if you know what deck you're playing and you know what attribute they're using, you can work with that and you can go with that and you can shut down decks so fast. Like I was playing my friend's Infernoid deck and I knew he was using Infernoids, so my first reaction was to get Suwani, summon Chao Feng somehow using the levels with Suwani, so that way he can't use any fire effects. And his additional effect is once per turn, when a monster your opponent controls is destroyed, you summon a Yang Zing monster from your deck with the original attribute is that. So if I kill a fire, then I'm summoning a fire. If I kill a light, I'm summoning a light. And it's great. So that's it for the extra deck. We'll go through these combos really quick. So both these guys' combos resolve around opening Jiaotu first turn and having any 2 Yang Zings in hand. So obviously you got to have a couple Yang Zings to do his effect. But okay, say you got these 3 cards in your hand and I don't know, whatever else. Normal Jiaotu effect, you pitch 2 Yang Zings to the graveyard, then you summon one with 0 attack and 0 defense from your deck. So we're going to do the Baxia Herald of the Arclight combo first. So that's what we're focusing on. So first you're going to summon your level 6, so you can make Baxia really quick. And then you're going to summon Bayan, Earth of the Yang Zing. Is that correct? Yes. Actually, it doesn't even really matter what Yang Zing. I mean, if you get some better ones, then obviously it can work more in your favor, but just any 2 Yang Zings can make this happen. So then after this, you Synchro for 8. Here's Baxia. Baxia's effect, target Bayan in the grave, or target Bayan on the field, target Bixie in the grave. So you summon Bixie, destroy Bayan. Bayan's effect summons, since you got level 2, you're going to need your level 2 tuner, who is Jiaotu. So summon Jiaotu from deck. And then after that, you Synchro for Herald of the Arclight. And in this scenario, this Herald of the Arclight is unaffected by traps. So usually you want to try to get Bayan and Chi-Win together to make him, but you know, you just work with whatever you get. Sometimes that's not always the scenario, so you just work with what you get. And then, so he's a once per turn negate, like anything, monster effect, card effect, spell, like any effect, you tribute him and negate. And the next turn, if Baxia is still out here, you do the same thing again. Summon Pulao, Baxia's effect, target Pulao, kill him, bring out Herald of the Arclight, and then I'm bringing another Yang Zing from the deck. So that's how that Baxia Herald lock works. You can just keep recycling this Herald of the Arclight so long as Baxia lives, and it's really fun to do to people. All right, the next one, we're going to work on summoning Yazi. And this is another great turn to do, great one to do. Okay, so you say you open with some with Jiaotu and 2 Yang Zings, doesn't matter. But you don't have a path and you don't have a creation, and you really want to get one of those to handle quick. So what you would do, normal Jiaotu's effect, pitch these 2. You're going to summon level 6 again, but this time you're going to make sure to summon Taoti, the level 5, because Taoti and Jiaotu are going to make Yazi. So now you got these guys out here. Synchro for 7. Here comes Yazi. Yazi's effect, pop a Yang Zing and a card they control. So destroy and destroy. When Zafrani's destroyed, you search your deck and you pull out a Yang Zing creation or a Yang Zing path from deck to hand. And if I don't have a creation, that's what I'm doing a lot of the times, because I always want to have creation because it just makes stuff so much faster. So yeah, there's some combos for you guys. It's a great deck to work with. Synchro summoning is my favorite, so that's always what I love doing. And this deck just makes super strong synchro monsters, so that's awesome. Alright, real quick, on to the side deck. Side deck's totally preferential, obviously. It just depends on what you play against a lot, and so this is what mine is. I got 1 Max C, just because I have one, and if your opponent special summons a lot, side them in there. Effect Veiler, sometimes monster effects can be super overwhelming, and you know, the Fiendish and the Breakthroughs don't do it, so you just need a few more negations in there. Anti-Magic Arrows, just a good side deck card. And then we run double Spell Shattering Arrows for any Pendulum deck. Mind Drain against decks like Psy-Frame, you know, Necros to activate effects in hand. Lose 1 turn. I don't main deck lose 1 turn because it has a really hard activation effect. Like you have to control no special summon monsters. It's basically skill drain, but it's just harder to use. But you know, since you only have 1 skill drain, sometimes you might need to slip or lose 1 turn in there too. Mistake doesn't hurt you at all, except for Zafrani's effect to add creation or path to your hand. Other than that, you do no adding to the hand at all. It's all summoning. So and Mistake can hurt a lot of decks. So I'd actually like to have 2, but I only have 1. Next is a really good tech card. It's called And the Band Played On. Neither player can special summon monsters with the same levels they control. Neither player can special summon monsters with the same rank as they control. So if you're going up against Tellers, Heroics, Evil Swarms, anything that just spams level and rank 4s, this is a really good card to slow them down. And it doesn't hurt the Yang Zings at all because of their various levels. And then we run double Call of the Haunted, just because I didn't know what else to throw in, and double Trap Stun. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We're going to be uploading a lot more videos. Be sure to follow us. Go to our Twitch and follow us. I'll be making a video about that here in a little bit and uploading. Follow Big Belly Knight on YouTube. He does a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck discussions and profiles, and we have so many deck profiles that we could do for you guys. So just comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know what you want to see. And yeah, so we'll see you guys later.